If you leave the gym sweaty but your body keeps looking the same, effort may not be missing. It may be landing in the wrong place. That is the annoying part about muscle growth. A set can feel brutal, your shirt can be soaked, your legs can shake on the stairs, and the muscle you wanted still may not have received the signal clearly enough. So before you add another exercise, another finisher, or another angry playlist, we need to ask a better question. Was that set hard or was it useful? Here is the trap. Most lifters can feel fatigue instantly, but muscle growth is quieter. Fatigue screams at you during the workout. Growth shows up later if the work was pointed at the right tissue, repeated enough times, and recovered from long enough to adapt. That delay makes people chase the loudest signal in the room. They chase sweat, soreness, shaking legs, and the feeling that the session destroyed them. But destruction is not the goal. The goal is a clear reason for your body to build more muscle. Imagine a lifter who does 6 chest exercises and still cannot feel his chest on half of them. He arches, bounces, turns every press into a shoulder fight, then finishes with cables because the workout needs to feel complete. He did a lot. He may even be tired for 2 days, but if his shoulders and joints took over before his chest got close to real effort, he did not buy 6 chest exercises. He bought 1 useful chest signal and 5 receipts for gym time. That sounds harsh, but it is fixable. The first rule is simple. Every working set needs a job, not a vague job like upper body day, a real job. This set is here to train my chest through a controlled press. This set is here to train my lats with a stable pull. This set is here to train quads through a knee-bending pattern. If you cannot say what the set is supposed to train, you are already guessing. A useful hard set has 4 pieces. It has a target muscle. It has a range of motion you can control. It has enough effort near the end to matter. And it fits into a week that you can actually recover from. This is where the 2026 ACSM position stand matters. It reviewed 137 systematic reviews and more than 30,000 participants. And the broad message was not that every lifter needs a complicated plan. The message was that resistance training works when the basics are actually present. Progressive resistance, repeated weekly practice, full range of motion where it makes sense, enough work to drive the goal. That is not flashy, but it is the stuff your body can understand. Notice what is not on that list first. It is not how dramatic the set looked. It is not whether you collapsed after the workout. It is not whether your friend said that looked insane. Your body does not build muscle because the set had a dramatic ending. The scoreboard starts with target. If you are training back and your grip fails first every time, your back may not be the limiter. If you are training quads and your lower back quits before your thighs get close, your quads may not be getting the clean work you think. The second leak is range. Full range of motion does not mean forcing pain. It means using the safe range you can control, instead of turning every lift into a tiny motion that looks heavy and trains less than you think. The third leak is effort that arrives in the wrong place. A set can end because the target muscle is close to done, or it can end because balance, breathing, grip, ego, or sloppy setup made the whole thing fall apart. This is why machines, cables, dumbbells, and barbells are all tools, not personality tests. If a stable machine lets a beginner finally train the muscle instead of fighting the room, that is not weakness. That is better targeting. Now volume. A 2026 sports medicine meta-regression reported a dose-response pattern between weekly set volume and gains, with diminishing returns as volume climbs. Plain English. Doing more useful sets can help, but adding sets forever does not keep paying you the same. Count hard sets per muscle, not exercises on paper. If Monday has bench, incline press, dips, flies, push-ups, and a machine press, that does not automatically mean 6 chest wins. The better question is, how many sets got the target muscle close enough to real effort through a controlled range with a load you can progress? That number is more honest than your exercise list. Progression is the fourth piece. If the workout is random every week, your body has trouble hearing the message. Variety can keep training fun, but too much chaos makes progress hard to measure. Here is the quick audit for your next session. Before the set, name the target. During the set, control the range. Near the end, ask what is actually limiting you. After the set, write down enough detail to beat or match it later. Let us test it with shoulders. A lifter does heavy overhead press, then lateral raises, then upright rows, then random front raises because shoulders should feel destroyed. The front delts were already working on pressing. The side delts may have needed cleaner lateral work. The traps may have stolen the rows. Now test it with legs. A lifter squats hard and calls it a complete leg day. Squats are great, but the body does not care about gym loyalty. If the goal is balanced quad growth, hamstrings, glutes, and calves, one lift may not cover every job. Nutrition and recovery matter too, but not as excuses. You need a clear signal and enough room for your body to respond. Too little effort is a whisper. Too much random fatigue is static. Useful training is the signal. The frustrating part is that wasted sets often feel productive. You walked in, worked hard, and left tired. That deserves respect, but respect does not mean you keep repeating the same leak. Here is the payoff. You do not need to train softer. You need to train sharper. Keep the effort. Aim it better. A useful set has a target, a controlled range, enough effort, progression, and recovery room. So before your next workout, pick one muscle that is not growing the way you want. Look at every exercise for that muscle and ask 5 questions. What is the target? What is limiting the set? Am I using a safe full range? Can I progress this over time? Can I recover from the total weekly work? Now make the audit real. Do not audit the workout when you are already angry in the mirror. Do it before the first working set. Look at the exercise, look at the muscle, and decide what a good rep is supposed to look like today. If the target is chest, your shoulder position matters. If the target is lats, your arm path matters. If the target is quads, your knee bend and stability matter. This does not make training complicated. It makes the set honest before the weight starts moving. Then watch the first 2 reps. The first 2 reps usually tell the truth before ego gets loud. If the weight is already changing your form, lower it. If the target muscle is not involved, adjust the setup. If the safe range disappears as soon as the load gets heavy, the load is probably not helping you. The last 3 reps matter too, but not because they need to look ugly. Near the end of a useful set, the target muscle should be the part asking for mercy. If the set ends because grip, lower back, or balance quit first, the target muscle may not have finished the job. Beginners hear progressive overload and think it only means add weight. Sometimes it does. But progress can also mean one more clean rep, the same reps with better control, the same weight through a fuller safe range, or the same exercise with less cheating. The logbook should help, not bully you. Write down enough to know what happened. Weight, reps, and one note about quality. If the logbook only records numbers and never records whether the target muscle did the work, it can push you toward heavier mistakes with better handwriting. There is also a weekly version of wasted sets. One bad set is annoying. A whole week of mismatched work is why people start thinking their genetics are broken. Muscles and joints do not know the names of your split. They know stress. The next time someone says just train harder, answer with something better. Train hard enough, but make sure the work has a target. Effort stays high. Execution gets cleaner. This is part 1. We fixed the biggest lie. Hard work and useful hard work are not always the same. In part 2, exercise choice decides where that effort lands.